Assalamualaikum. Okay, so today I will teach on chapter 3, executing Python syntax. So based on my previous video, I have shown you on how to download the Python, and if you have problem in downloading the Python, you can also use Google Colab. Okay, this is some of the example on how you can execute the Python syntax. The first example, you can execute the Python syntax by writing directly in the command line. Okay, so here is your terminal. If you have downloaded the Python or the Anaconda prompt, you can simply write in your terminal. Okay, so first you need to write Python. Okay, then you can type print anything that you want to print. For example, you want to print hello world. Okay, then press enter there. Okay, so this is your output. So it will print anything that you write in the bracket. You can also perform a calculation in this command or in this terminal or prompt. Okay, so you can see 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and then you can also do a variable is equal to, for example, a equals to 1, then print variable a, print variable a, and then it will print variable a, which is a equals to 1. Then you can exit. Okay, other than this, usually we do the Python code in Jupyter Notebook. Okay, once Jupyter has opened, so you can open anything that you want. For example, I open this. I have all my Python notes in download. I have all my Python notes in this in the download file. Okay, then you can open. For example, I open this chapter 3. Okay, this chapter 3, executing Python syntax. Okay, if you can see here, the most important thing in Python is the Python indentation. Okay, actually this indentation refers to the spaces at the beginning of a code line. Okay, in other programming language like Java or C++, normally we will use a curly bracket to identify or capsulate a block of code. Okay, so in Python, this indentation is very important because Python use this indentation to indicate a block of code. So this is a block of code. Okay, sorry, I need to clear all the cell first. Okay, so this is a block of code, and Python use indentation to indicate a block of code. Okay, so here we have some example of how we can execute this Python syntax. Okay, for this one, so here I'm using the Jupyter Notebook. This is usually we will use Jupyter Notebook to write a Python code. Okay, so first you have a Python code saying that you have if statements. 5 is greater than 2. If this value is correct or true, it will print 5 is greater than 2. Okay, you can see it actually shows on how to define the indentation. Okay, this is actually the example of indentation lah. Okay, so this statement or this Python code, you can see we have the indentation here. So this statement actually belongs, okay, this indentation shows that this statement, this print statement belongs to the if statement. Okay, so if we run this one, it should show the output, or it should show the value in the bracket, in the words or the syntax after print statement. Okay, so 5 is greater than 2. Other than this example, we can also have we can also assign a variable into a boolean value. So variable a is equals to true, then print a. You can also print type of this variable. Okay, for example, you can run this one and it will show print a is equals to true, and then print the type of a, data type a, this one is string. Don't worry, we will learn about this control structure, about this data type in the next chapter. Okay, so for now you just need to know how we can execute the Python syntax. Okay, you can also change this value. Okay, for example, we have integer, but integer does not need to put a single quote or double quotes. Only a string if you want to use string value or string data type, you need to put a single quote or double quote. Okay, so then so for now we change the value into integer. So supposedly the type of this will be changed into integer. Okay, there. Okay, so it print value 1, and then the class is, or the data type is, integer. You can also have, we can also have a float data type. Okay, so the class of the data type is float. So other than this example, we also have these two different control structure with different indentation. This is the first indentation. You can see indentation like this, and the second control structure, we have this kind of indentation. This is this supposed to print or give a correct it's supposed to be true if this statement or this mathematic or this equation is true, then it should print this two statement. Okay, so it's supposed to have no problem lah, sebab we use we use the indentation, even though it use different type of indentation. Okay, so we run this one. Okay, you can see that it print the value or the statement in the print, in this print or in this bracket for A and for B. It should print the value if this equation is true. And then okay, so okay, okay, for example, this one, it will produce an error. Why? It is because in the same code block, we use two different two different type of indentation in the same code block. For example, this one, we have this type of indentation, but this one we have this kind of indentation. It should be the same type of indentation. Okay, let's try to run this one. Okay, it produces an error. Okay, but indentation is very important in Python, so you should have the same type of indentation. Okay, then try to run again. Okay, so there will be no error. It should be the same. Okay, and then okay, so this is the Python variables. In Python, variables are created when you assign a value to it. Okay, for example, we have here x, variable x is equals to 5, and then y is equals to 1870, or you can write anything, or you can test other than this value, and then you can print both of these value by using print x y. So we run this one. It will shows the two value that represent the variable x and variable y. So x is equal to 5, and then y is equals to 1870. Okay, you can also print or execute a Python syntax. You can also you can also execute the type of variable y that you have assigned here. So we will run this one. It should be print a string data type or class string, because for string we use a single quotes or double quotes. Okay, so value for y variable, we put a string data type. Don't worry, this data type we will learn in next chapter. Okay, so this is a string data type, so str represents string. Okay, next you can also use type casting. Okay, you can see int refers to integer, but we have here integer y, but we have here the value is in, or the data type is in string, but now we want to print different data types, so we use type string. Okay, so it should print, or it should produce an integer class. Okay, so if we let's try to run this. Okay, so y is equals to int. Okay, so it print and it produce class integer int. So basically it changed the data type from string, the original one is string, then it will change into integer. So we call this type casting. Okay, next we can print variable y. So this is okay, so you can print variable y. Now we to run. Okay, if we print variable y, it will show the value of y. If we print the variable x, it should show, or it should produce 5 lah. Oh, sorry, 5, the value that we assign here. Okay, next you can also try your name. Put your name here. Put your name here, and or enter your name. Okay, so then we try to run this one. Oops, sorry. Okay, change the variable into y. Then we have this variable. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, you need to run this one first. Okay, next, comments. Okay, Python has commenting capability for the purpose of in-code documentation. So Python's use a hashtag to refer the statement as a comment. Okay, other programming language we have a percentage to use the comment. Okay, for example here, this is the comments. We put hashtag, and this statement, even though we have for example we have okay, sorry, we delete this one first. Okay, so even though we have a Python code, but we put a hashtag here. Okay, so we have a is equals to 1, and then we have print a. Okay, so if you do like this, you put a hashtag before the statement or before the code, it will become the comments, not the Python code. It will disregard the Python code, even though we have a Python code here lah. Okay, so let's try to run. So it will print nothing because this is the comments. When we again comments for Python, we use a hashtag. Okay, so this is for now. For now we are learning about chapter 3 only. So next we will learn on chapter 4. Okay, so thank you.